Stevens, and thank you for tuning in to the nightly news on Channel 9. As we near the end of the decade, we want to take a look back at some of the big achievements of the past 10 years and discuss their impact. Hello, I'm John Johnson, and yes, what a fantastic decade it was, filled with technology, medicine, and life-changing decisions. First, we are going to take a look at one of the biggest medical breakthroughs of the century, the polio vaccine. This horrid disease causes devastating damage to thousands of people and even takes lives. This vaccine comes with bittersweet feelings as it brings back the memories of our once great president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was stricken with polio and it cost him his life. Yes, that is devastating. But now that situation can be avoided thanks to Jonas Salk, the scientist who discovered the vaccine in 1952. It was released to the public in 1955, and we have been polio-free ever since. Needless to say, this has been very influential on our country, and the fact that we no longer have to worry about this horrible disease. We can feel safe that we will be walking and running as good as ever for all of our long, healthy lives. Well, as long as we don't get hit by a car or train. Our next achievement is also in the medical field as we take a look at the device that revolutionized surgery. This ingenious invention does the work of the heart and the lungs for the patient while they are in surgery. It has very few health risks and increases the safety of surgery dramatically. This invention could possibly open many options for surgeries in the future. Our next achievement of the decade is the transistor radio. It was developed in 1954 by Texas Instruments and IDEA. Part of the transistor radio's success is due to its convenience. It is very portable and easy to use. It has allowed people to listen to the news or music anywhere they go. But not only the idea of the radio was revolutionary, the technology was too. Prior to the transistor radio, transistors were very difficult to produce. Only about 20% of them worked as expected. Now, almost every transistor radio in the country works very well. Our last advancement of the 50s could change the field of biology forever, with the biggest scientific advancement of the century, the discovery of DNA. In 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick discovered deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. It is a structure in the cell that holds all of the genetic information of humans. This will unlock almost all of the secrets to genetics. It will help cure diseases, prevent diseases, help us learn more about humans, and make it easier to compare different species, and countless other things. Yes, it is a truly fantastic advancement. Thank you for watching our show so far and learning about these historical advancements. Next up is sports.
You make me cry.
Good evening, America. My name is Charles Moore for Channel 9 Nightly News. Today we will be giving a short recap of this decade's sports heroes. First, we will talk about Jackie Robinson. He was drafted in the late 40s by the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he was the first black player in the MLB breaking the color barrier. He was selected to a number of All-Star games and won the 1955 World Series with the Brooklyn Dodgers. He was not only a good batter, averaging .316 with 867 RBIs and 197 stolen bases. He was also a great fielder, playing second base until his last 2 seasons when he was tried at third base and outfield. His impressive 9-year career ended in 1956. His legacy will always be remembered as the player who desegregated Major League Baseball. Our next featured player is Jim Brown, an all-star running back for the Cleveland Browns. He went to Syracuse University where he excelled at football, basketball, lacrosse, and track and field. He was drafted in 1956 by the Cleveland Browns and has been a huge success. He's been Pro Bowl every year, and I doubt that will change. His career isn't over, but I have a feeling that he will hold the record for rushing yards, touchdowns, and all-purpose yards. I also predict that he will be the first running back to rush for 100 touchdowns. He has also been very outspoken about racial issues, and he continues and will continue to voice his opinion. Our next player is Bob Cousy, an all-star point guard for the Boston Celtics. Viewers love his flashy, quick-paced style and his out-of-the-ordinary passes. He won the Most Valuable Player of the whole NBA in 1957 and the All-Star Game MVP in 1954 and 1957. He went All-NBA every year since 1951. He has also had an extraordinary effect on the NBA. In 1954, the NBA had very few benefits for its players, such as health care or a pension plan or a minimum salary. Cousy didn't like this very much, so to combat it, he created the National Basketball Players Association and served as its president until 1958. The association has gained many benefits for its players and will continue to throughout its lifetime. Our last player we will talk about is former heavyweight boxing champion Rocky Marciano. You may also know him as the Brockton Blockbuster or the Rock from Brockton. He went undefeated in 49 fights between 1948 and 1956, and 43 of those fights were knockouts. He was only knocked down to the mat twice in his whole career. He is undoubtedly one of the best boxers ever and will always be remembered as a knockout king. That's the end of our show today, and I want to thank you for watching, and always remember, stay classy, San Diego.